Okay, so I'll try this again after all the noise of the dog barking. We'll start this off again. Okay, so where we got up to was looking at how we made a chart, and we did the average, minimum and maximum. So what we're going to do now, if I flick back to sheet 2, is we're going to make another spreadsheet, again to do with a business, but this time we're going to look at how you can format cells to include percentage and currency. So I'm going to add some headings in for item, wholesale price. So this would be the wholesale price that the shop would actually buy the item for. GST is the money that we have to pay to the government on items that we buy. And then our profit, how much money do we want to make? That's spelt right. And then we've got retail and also sales. Now this G column over here, I'm going to drag that over a little bit. So hold on to the left column, the right column rather, with your left mouse, drag it over to give a little bit of room. I'm going to call this cell GST. We're going to call this one profit. And of course this one is going to be sale. Now I'll come back to these in a moment. Let's finish off formatting our headings for now. Now we're going to assume that we're in a coffee shop because I need a coffee at the moment. So coffee, tea, Milo, and of course where will we be in Australia without a packet of Tim Tams? So a wholesale price that we're going to cost us per coffee is going to be 20 cents. So if I just type in 0.2 and then press enter, coffee, it can be cheap, tea can be cheap, it's only 10 cents. Milo is a little bit dearer, we'll make it 25, and a Tim Tams, we'll make them 30 cents each as cost. Now as you can see, it's just put the items in there. We haven't got a dollar sign in there. If I was to put the dollar sign in manually, it would confuse Google Sheets. It would not know whether it was referring to a text or the number, because you can only have one type of data in Excel. So to do that, what I need to do is to select up in the header row up here, click on that to select the whole row, and then I'm going to click on Format as Currency, and it will put the dollar signs in for me. The rest of this spreadsheet also up to here needs to be formatted as currency. If you don't have those dollar signs showing, it may be showing a different currency. If it's the wrong one for your area, you can change that in your Google settings. If you come over here to File and then come down to Spreadsheet Settings, and then check in your locale that it's actually saying that the country you're in. You can click this drop down arrow and select another country. Okay, so I've got the rest of these set up. Now GST, profit and sale over here, I want these set as a percentage. So I'm going to select I up the top for the entire column and then click on this format as percentage option. GST in Australia is currently 10%. Now I don't want the 00 at the end of the 10, so I'm just going to select that and use the decrease decimal places option to take it back down to 10. We'll do these one at a time so we don't get confused. GST, now to do our calculation we'll need to multiply our wholesale price by our GST. So to do the formula, it is equals, and then we can click on the wholesale, and then we're going to multiply that using our little star key, and then we can click on the 10%. Then when I press enter, you can see it's actually put it as 2 cents, which is fine, that's actually 10%. Now if I were to just grab hold of this as we've done before and drag it down to copy the formula, you can see it's going to give us an error for the other sums. Why that is because it is referencing these cells underneath. So it's gone to I3 because you can see there's nothing in I3. So of course something multiplied by 0 is 0. So what I want to do is in these cells, I want to make sure that it's only referencing this 10% in the GST. I can do that by what's called absolute cell referencing. Over here in the formula bar up top, you can see that it's got the equals B3, which is where the C3 where the GST is under here, and then it's got multiplied by the I2, which is this one over here. This is the one we need to make sure is absolute. So next to the I, we can put a $sign, and next to the 2, we can put another $sign. So this is going to tell it to reference I2 only. So now when I grab hold of that formula and copy it down, it will put the correct figures in for the rest of our column. So let's work on our profit next. We want our profit to be at an absolute minimum of 120%. Again, I will decrease the decimal places. Okay, so what that is 120% covers our cost of the wholesale, and it will cover our cost of the GST and give us a minimum of 10% profit. That's what you want as an absolute minimum. What you really might want to do is actually increase your profit margin up to about 200% for a start, to give you that little bit of extra padding. Okay, so again, with the profit, we want to multiply we want to add these two together first, so we'll need to do a two-part sum. So it's going to be equals, and then we can write in the word sum and open bracket, because we need it to calculate these two first. So we're going to calculate the wholesale plus the GST, and then we need to close the bracket, and then we're going to multiply that by our profit. And again, we'll need to make sure, because it's an absolute cell reference, this part, that we put our $signs in place between the I and the 3. So now when we press enter, it should come up with the wholesale plus our GST multiplied by 200%. So I'm going to grab hold of that formula bar and drag it all the way down again. So mine has come through as $25. We need to change that to 0.25. Okay, so this is our profit margin. So to get to our actual retail sales, what we'll need to do is to add all these figures together, because even though we've included it in our profit, we'll still need to make sure we've actually got it in the bank. So again, it's going to be equals sum, and then we're going to select all those 3 and then press enter, and you can see the sum of that one plus that one plus that one is going to be 66 cents. Now, because this is a relative cell reference, we can just grab hold of that marker and drag it down the same as we've done before. So a packet of Tim Tams that's cost us 30 cents to buy into the shop, we're going to be able to sell for 99 cents, which is not bad. But say we want to have a 50% off sale. Say it's summertime, we want to have a sale. So we might have a 50% sale. So I'm going to type in 50. Again, I need to get rid of those additional decimal places. So we need to work out how much is going to be our sales figure. So it would be equals, because we're doing a formula, sum, open bracket, our retail price. Now we still need to multiply this, so we're going to use the little start multiply. and then click on this sale item. Now we do need this one also to be an absolute cell reference. So again, up in the formula bar, we're going to hold down the 3 again, 4, and our little dollar sign, and then press enter, and it should give us a sale price of 33 cents. So drag that formula down. So you can see that with our sales figures, that even though we're selling it at 50% off, we're still making more money than what it's going to cost us. So that's going to be the end of the spreadsheet for today. Have a go recreating this one at home, and then see if you can change your sales figures. So even if you put your sales, say, at 75%, it's still going to be quite a lot off. 25% sale. Oh, actually, that's giving me weird. Okay, we'll leave it there. Alright, see if we can work that out later during the day. Alright, see you next week. Bye.